Sleep Story Part 1. Dawn of the Town. Imagine a small town in early America, long before cars or electricity existed. The first light of dawn stretches across rolling green fields, gently waking the land. The air is crisp and fresh, carrying the scent of dew-kissed grass, wildflowers, and the soft, earthy aroma of the nearby forests. Birds chirp softly, their songs weaving through the tall oaks and maples. Somewhere in the distance, a river murmurs quietly as it flows past the town, reflecting the golden hues of sunrise. In a modest wooden home at the edge of town, a family begins its day. The mother rises first, softly opening the shutters to let in the morning light. She moves quietly, careful not to wake the youngest children, and steps into the small kitchen where a kettle rests above the slowly glowing embers of the hearth. The father, already awake, tends to the animals, feeding the chickens and checking the cow in the barn. The gentle clucking of hens and low mooing of the cow add a soothing soundtrack to the waking town. Outside. Neighbors emerge from their homes, greeting each other with nods and quiet smiles. Children, still sleepy-eyed, stretch and yawn as they prepare for the day ahead. Some carry small baskets to fetch water from the well, their bare feet padding softly against the dirt paths. The town awakens gradually, each sound blending into a peaceful rhythm: the creak of a wagon wheel, the soft neigh of a horse, the distant hammering from a carpenter's workshop. Breakfast in the early town is simple yet hearty. Freshly baked bread, churned butter, and a bowl of porridge warmed over the hearth sustain the family. The scent of coffee or herbal tea drifts through the air, mingling with the earthy aroma of the surrounding fields. Everyone gathers together at the wooden table, sharing quiet conversation. Children talk about the adventures they plan for the day, while the elders offer gentle advice and stories of days gone by. After breakfast, the day's chores begin in earnest. The father leads the eldest children to the fields, where rows of vegetables glisten with morning dew. The soil is soft and cool under their hands, and the rhythmic movement of planting, watering, and tending creates a sense of calm purpose. In another part of town, a blacksmith hammers rhythmically, shaping iron into tools and horseshoes. The sound of metal striking metal echoes softly, mixing with the calls of birds and the rustle of leaves in the breeze. At the center of town, the market begins to stir. Vendors arrange baskets of fresh produce, jars of honey, and handmade crafts. Wooden carts are lined up along the main square, each offering something unique: pottery, woven fabrics, or freshly baked pies. The chatter of townsfolk rises and falls like a gentle tide, full of greetings, questions, and laughter. Children dart between stalls, their laughter ringing out as they chase one another around the square, while dogs laze in the sun, occasionally wagging tails at passing strangers. Travel in and out of town is slow and deliberate. Horse-drawn carts and wagons trundle along dirt paths, carefully avoiding the ruts left from yesterday's rain. Farmers bring their goods from distant fields, and boatmen prepare small wooden vessels along the riverbank to transport lumber, produce, or fish. The river itself is a lifeline, carrying both sustenance and news from neighboring villages. Occasionally, a fisherman casts his net into the sparkling water, the soft splash marking the start of a productive day. Asterisk back in homes, mothers tend to gardens behind their houses. Rows of vegetables, tomatoes, beans, carrots, and squash flourish under careful hands. The air is alive with the hum of bees, the flutter of butterflies, and the occasional call of a passing hawk. Children often help with planting or harvesting, learning the ways of the land with quiet curiosity. Each day teaches patience, respect, and the beauty of small, steady efforts. Asterisk the town's governance is gentle but firm. Local leaders, elected or chosen by consensus, hold small gatherings in the town hall or under the shade of a large oak in the square. Here, disputes are discussed, rules are clarified, and decisions are made with fairness in mind. There is respect between leaders and townsfolk, a shared understanding that the well-being of the community comes first. The rulers themselves often participate in daily life, walking among the people, offering guidance, and ensuring that justice is tempered with compassion. Asterisk mid-morning brings a quiet lull. Work continues steadily, but the intensity softens as the sun rises higher. Some townsfolk rest beneath the shade of trees, listening to the distant sounds of hammers, clucking chickens, and flowing water. The children, having completed small chores, gather to play by the river, their bare feet splashing in shallow pools, and their laughter drifting on the breeze. The natural rhythm of life, work, rest, play creates a sense of harmony that flows through every street and home. Asterisk by noon, the smell of cooked meals begins to fill the town once more. Families gather for a simple lunch, freshly picked vegetables, bread, cheese, and sometimes a bit of roasted meat. Conversation is slow and deliberate, a time to reconnect before the afternoon's work begins. Stories of past harvests, childhood memories, or lessons learned from elders are shared, gently reinforcing the bonds of family and community. Asterisk in the afternoon, trades and crafts dominate the streets. Blacksmiths continue their rhythmic pounding, carpenters shape wooden beams and furniture, and boat builders carefully assemble new vessels along the riverbank. Farmers tend to livestock, guiding cows and sheep back to pens or collecting eggs from the hens. Each person's work contributes to the town's well-being, and there is a quiet pride in the collective effort. Asterisk the rhythm of life is punctuated by small joys. Children play with simple toys, spinning tops, wooden horses, or handmade dolls. Neighbors pause to share a cup of tea or a piece of bread. Musicians, sometimes passing through from other villages, offer a soft melody on a fiddle or flute, adding a gentle soundtrack to the day. Even mundane tasks feel meaningful, a part of the larger story of the town. Asterisk as the sun begins its slow descent, shadows lengthen across the fields and streets. The day winds down with chores, feeding animals one last time, tending fires, and securing tools for the night. Families gather in the soft glow of lanterns or candlelight. The smell of cooking fills the air once again, this time signaling a warm dinner and the comfort of home. Asterisk evening in the town is peaceful. The central square grows quiet as the last carts depart, and the river glimmers in the fading light. Children, tired from play and work, settle down beside their parents. Stories are told, tales of adventure, bravery, or gentle lessons about kindness and patience. Music drifts softly, accompanying the gentle hush of the night. Asterisk finally, as darkness envelopes the town, the natural world continues its quiet song. Crickets chirp softly, the river whispers along its course, and the wind rustles the leaves of the great trees that surround the homes. Families drift to their beds, comforted by the warmth of home and the steady rhythm of their lives. Eyes grow heavy, and sleep arrives gently, carrying dreams of a simple, harmonious world, a world where life moves slowly, where every sound and smell tells a story, and where peace and calm flow freely through each heart and home. Asterisk, and as you listen to the gentle hum of this town, imagine yourself walking along its quiet streets, feeling the cool morning dew under your feet, hearing the soft clucking of chickens, the distant hammering of a blacksmith, and the murmur of the river. Let your mind wander with the children playing by the river, with families tending their gardens, and with the town's leaders guiding with care. Slowly, let your own breath match the calm rhythm of the town, and allow sleep to carry you into a world of gentle peace and timeless beauty. Sleep Story Part 2. Journeys and Pathways. The sun rises again over the small town, spilling golden light across the streets and fields. The morning air carries the scent of fresh earth, wildflowers, and the soft aroma of baking bread from cozy kitchens. Today, the town awakens not just to the rhythm of daily life, but also to the promise of journeys, longer trips beyond the familiar streets and fields, and the subtle adventures that travel always brings. Asterisk travel in early America is a quiet, deliberate art. There are no cars or highways, no metal rails carrying trains. People move on foot, by horseback, or using wooden wagons pulled by strong horses or oxen. Along the river, small wooden boats bob gently, their hulls creaking as fishermen, merchants, and farmers prepare for the day. Every journey, whether to a neighboring village or a distant market, requires patience, planning, and attention to the land and its rhythms. Asterisk in the heart of town. A group of children gather near the main square, watching as farmers hitch horses to wagons. One boy, curious and bright-eyed, runs to ask questions about the horses and the wagons. The farmer, laughing softly, explains how each wagon is packed carefully: fresh produce, jars of honey, or bundles of herbs. Everything has its place, he says. A misplaced basket can tumble and spoil a journey. The children giggle as they imagine themselves on long trips across fields and rivers, the wind rushing past their faces. Asterisk nearby. A mother prepares her family for a short journey to the market. She fills a small cart with freshly baked bread, cheese, and vegetables from their garden. Her youngest child rides atop a bundle of soft blankets, giggling as the wagon gently rocks with each step. The horses paw at the ground impatiently, eager to begin. As the family moves along the dirt paths, the town gradually fades behind them, replaced by open fields dotted with wildflowers, tall grasses, and the occasional clump of trees. Asterisk the roads themselves are a mixture of packed earth, stones, and wooden bridges over small streams. Travelers must navigate carefully, watching for mud after rain or loose stones along a slope. But the journey is as much about observation as it is about reaching a destination. Birds flit through the trees. The sun glimmers on the river. and the wind carries distant sounds of other townsfolk beginning their day. Every step, every hoofbeat, every creak of the wagon wheel is part of a rhythm. A slow melody of travel. Asterisk along the river. Boatmen prepare small vessels for travel. Some are fishermen, setting out nets in hopes of a good catch. Others transport lumber, goods, or sometimes passengers. The gentle slap of water against the boat's hull, the soft creak of oars in the rowlocks, and the distant calls of ducks create a soothing soundtrack. For children, watching the boats glide across the water is both fascinating and magical. They imagine distant lands, adventures, and hidden treasures along the riverbanks. Asterisk travels in early America are not always easy. Hills rise steeply, forests grow thick and dark, and sudden rainstorms can turn roads into rivers of mud. Yet, these challenges are met with patience and ingenuity. Farmers secure wagons with ropes, travelers cover baskets and barrels with cloth, and everyone adjusts their pace according to the conditions. These moments of careful navigation teach children resilience, problem-solving, and respect for the land. Asterisk along the way, travelers encounter friendly faces. A neighboring farmer waves from the top of a hill, calling greetings. Children run to meet each other at crossroads, exchanging news of small adventures or the progress of crops. Horses neigh, dogs bark, and the general hum of life continues even on the paths between towns. These social moments, brief as they are, create a sense of community that stretches far beyond the town itself. Asterisk markets in neighboring towns offer their own kind of adventure. Stalls are filled with goods from distant farms and villages, woven fabrics, hand-carved utensils, freshly baked bread, and colorful fruits. Children watch wide-eyed as merchants skillfully balance scales, negotiate prices, and share stories with customers. The mingling scents of bread, herbs, and fresh produce create a sensory feast. Travelers rest under the shade of large trees, sharing meals and stories before returning home with goods and tales of their journey. Asterisk. Journeys are not only for trade, but also for exploration and learning. Young children, guided by elders, explore the riverbanks, forests, and meadows. They watch the flight of birds, the burrowing of rabbits, and the occasional deer crossing a clearing. Elders teach them how to read the land, which clouds signal rain, which plants are safe to touch or eat, and how the wind direction affects travel. Each journey becomes a classroom, and the land itself is a patient, silent teacher. Asterisk. As afternoon arrives, the sun climbs high, casting long shadows and highlighting the textures of earth, water, and foliage. Travelers take breaks along the way, resting under trees, dipping hands into cool streams, and sharing quiet conversations. They learn to listen to the subtle cues of nature. A bird's sudden flight, a shift in wind, the smell of damp soil, all signs that guide them safely along their route. These small lessons, often unnoticed by adults in their daily hurry, are absorbed eagerly by children, forming the foundation of their understanding of the world. Asterisk. The evening journey back to town is especially beautiful. The sun begins to lower, painting the sky in shades of pink, orange, and gold. Shadows stretch across fields and roads, and the distant river glimmers like a ribbon of molten light. Travelers move more slowly, savoring the final moments of daylight. The sounds of the town gradually returned: the clatter of a blacksmith's hammer, the lowing of cows, the laughter of children returning from afternoon adventures. Families reunite in the town square. Wagons are unloaded, baskets emptied, and goods put away. Children recount their small adventures with excitement, their eyes wide with wonder as they describe the sights, sounds, and little discoveries of the day. Elders nod approvingly, understanding that these journeys are as much about experience as they are about tasks or trade. As night falls, the town itself seems to sigh with contentment. Lanterns flicker in windows, fires burn low in hearths, and the soft murmur of conversations drifts through the streets. The river reflects the stars, and the wind carries the mingling scents of dinner, wood smoke, and evening flowers. Those who traveled earlier in the day share their stories with neighbors, weaving tales that entertain, teach, and connect everyone to a shared experience of movement, nature, and discovery. Children, finally tucked into their beds, closed their eyes, dreaming of horse-drawn wagons rolling through golden fields, boats gliding along sparkling rivers, and secret paths through the forest. Their imaginations carry them along with the travelers of the day, each adventure becoming a gentle lullaby that guides them into a deep, peaceful sleep. The rhythm of early American travel is slow and deliberate, filled with patience, observation, and respect for the land. Every step and turn is a lesson, every journey a story, and every path a bridge between communities, families, and generations. And as the town settles into quiet night, the soft sounds of hooves, flowing water, and gentle wind create the perfect backdrop for rest, a lullaby of movement, exploration, and the gentle harmony of life in a simpler time. And so, as you imagine walking along those quiet paths, watching the wagons, boats, and travelers, feel the calm, steady rhythm of life guiding you. Let your mind drift gently with the children, the families, and the quiet beauty of early America. Every sound, every movement, every sight lulls you toward rest, carrying you softly into dreams of journeys, pathways, and endless exploration. Sleep Story, Part 3. Work and trade. Morning light spills across the town once again, illuminating the streets, fields, and workshops where the daily rhythm of life begins. The air carries the earthy sense of fresh soil, chopped wood, and the faint aroma of baking bread from warm hearths. The town awakens to the gentle hum of work-a-hum, as comforting as the soft rustling of leaves in the early breeze. In the heart of the town, blacksmiths begin their day. The rhythmic pounding of hammer against iron echoes softly through the streets, creating a steady, almost musical beat. Sparks fly briefly from the hot metal, glittering like tiny stars against the morning light. The blacksmith's apprentice carefully observes every movement, learning the precise way to shape tools and horseshoes, understanding that patience and skill are as important as strength. Nearby, carpenters open the doors to their workshops, inhaling the rich scent of freshly cut wood. Long beams and planks are stacked neatly, and the soft scrape of chisels against timber begins. Each movement is deliberate, every cut measured, every joint fitted with care. Children watch quietly from the street, fascinated by the transformation of raw wood into furniture, carts, and simple household items. The town is alive with creation, each craftsperson contributing to the community in tangible, lasting ways. Asterisk farmers, having risen before dawn, are already tending the fields. They walk slowly through rows of vegetables, checking for growth and watering carefully with buckets drawn from the river or wells. Chickens cluck as they forage, while cows and sheep graze contentedly. The farmer hums a quiet tune, the melody blending with the wind, the river, and the distant hammering from workshops. Work is laborious, yet it carries a rhythm that is both calming and grounding, connecting each person to the land and the cycles of nature. Asterisk in the marketplace, the aroma of fresh produce, baked bread, and fragrant herbs fills the air. Merchants carefully arrange their goods, shiny apples stacked in perfect pyramids, jars of honey reflecting sunlight like liquid gold, bundles of fresh flowers emitting a delicate perfume. Children run between the stalls, their laughter mingling with the gentle clatter of coins and the soft murmur of bartering. Customers examine the goods carefully, weighing fruits, feeling the texture of cloth, and asking questions about how each item was made. Each interaction, each exchange, strengthens the community, weaving invisible threads of trust, friendship, and mutual respect. Asterisk, alongside the markets, small trades flourish. Weavers sit on wooden looms, their fingers dancing across threads to create fine fabrics and rugs. Potters mold clay with practiced hands, spinning wheels creating a soft, hypnotic rhythm as they form bowls, plates, and jars. Tailors cut and stitch garments, ensuring every piece fits just right, while shoemakers hammer soles and smooth leather. Each trade carries a history, a tradition passed down through generations, and a promise of quality and care. Asterisk, the river remains central to work and trade. Fishermen cast nets into sparkling water, waiting patiently for the morning catch. The gentle splash of water and the occasional shout of a seagull create a soothing harmony with the rest of the town. Boatmen ferry goods and passengers from one dock to another, carefully navigating currents and bends. The river is not only a source of food and transportation, but also a symbol of connection, linking the town to neighboring villages, farms, and markets. Asterisk, as the sun climbs higher, the town becomes a symphony of productive sound. The blacksmith's hammer, the carpenter's saw, the potter's wheel, the chatter of merchants, and the laughter of children blend into a rhythmic harmony. Even the animals contribute to this soundtrack. Cows low, chickens cluck, and horses shuffle in their stalls or pull carts along the dirt roads. Each sound reminds the listener of the steady pulse of life, a pulse that has existed for generations. Unchanging, yet ever-renewing. Asterisk, families work side by side, their efforts overlapping in a dance of cooperation. Mothers tend gardens, harvest vegetables, or prepare food for workers in the fields and workshops. Fathers guide apprentices, check tools, or transport goods to market. Children assist where they can, gathering eggs, carrying small bundles, or delivering messages between neighbors. Every hand, young or old, plays a role in sustaining the town, teaching lessons of responsibility, care, and pride in one's work. Asterisk, stories are often shared during work, especially among the adults, while tending fields, mending fences, or hammering iron. They recall events from the past, tales of storms weathered, bountiful harvests, or heroic deeds of ancestors. These stories carry wisdom, humor, and lessons, gently teaching the young ones about resilience, respect, and the interconnectedness of life. Children listen attentively, their imaginations carrying them into vivid landscapes of adventure, learning to appreciate both labor and leisure. Trade is not only a matter of survival, but also of community. Merchants exchange goods from other towns, sometimes traveling long distances to bring fresh items to their neighbors. Stories accompany these goods, news of far-off places, whispers of events in other villages, and knowledge of techniques and skills from beyond the town's borders. The marketplace becomes a classroom, a stage for human connection, and a testament to cooperation and curiosity. Evening begins to cast long shadows across the town. The hammering slows, the saws quiet, and the river sparkles in the soft, fading light. Farmers guide animals back to pens, merchants pack up unsold goods, and craftsmen clean tools for the next day. The air cools, carrying with it the earthy fragrance of tilled soil, river mist, and the smoke of hearth fires. Families gather for supper, sharing both food and the stories of their day. Laughter and gentle conversation fill the rooms, reinforcing bonds that are both familial and communal. Nightfall brings reflection. People sit by fires, listening to the soft crackle of embers, while the wind whispers through the trees. Children, tired from the day's work and play, lie in beds made from straw or soft blankets, dreaming of the morning yet to come. The town itself seems to exhale, settling into a deep, rhythmic calm. The moon rises above, casting a silver glow on roofs, streets, and fields, while stars twinkle above like scattered lanterns. In this peaceful night, the legacy of work and trade is clear. Each action, each task, each journey of a basket, a loaf of bread, or a freshly hewn plank is part of a larger story of care, collaboration, and connection. Life in early America is not hurried or restless. It moves with intention and grace, guided by the needs of the land, the community, and the rhythm of the sun. As you imagine yourself walking through these workshops, markets, and fields, hear the gentle sounds of hammers, saws, and flowing water. Feel the warmth of the sun on your back, the soft earth beneath your feet, and the quiet sense of purpose that fills the town. Let your mind wander with the blacksmith's apprentice, the farmer's child, or the merchant at the market, and let the steady, soothing rhythm of work and trade lull you toward rest. The gentle cadence of life, the harmony of labor, learning, and leisure guides the town into sleep. And as you imagine this early American world, let the soft sounds, rich smells, and quiet movements of daily life carry you into a deep, peaceful slumber, ready to awaken for another day filled with purpose, wonder, and the slow, beautiful rhythm of living. Sleep Story Part 4: Governance and Community. The morning sun rises gently over the small town, casting long shadows across cobblestone streets and open fields. The air is crisp, filled with the earthy scents of damp soil and the soft aroma of baked bread drifting from kitchens. Today, as every day, the town awakens to a rhythm not just of work, but also of connection, shared responsibility, and community life. Asterisk at the heart of the town lies the town hall, a modest yet sturdy building of wood and stone. Its doors open to the morning light, welcoming the people who have gathered for daily discussions, announcements, and decisions. Leaders of the town chosen by consensus or appointed by the community begin their day here, preparing to guide, advise, and ensure that life in the town flows smoothly. Their role is gentle yet firm, a balance of wisdom, fairness, and care. Asterisk villagers arrive slowly, greeting one another with nods, smiles, and quiet conversation. Some come to discuss disputes, others to share news, and many simply to witness the decisions that affect the entire community. Children, curious and wide-eyed, often linger at the edges of these gatherings, listening to the soft hum of adult voices, absorbing the nuances of leadership and cooperation. Asterisk, the meetings themselves are calm, deliberate, and respectful. Disputes over land boundaries, debts, or trade agreements are addressed with patience. Leaders listen carefully, considering each perspective before offering guidance or solutions. Justice is tempered with compassion, and the community respects decisions because they are made with fairness and a deep understanding of shared values. Even in moments of disagreement, the air is filled with civility, a reminder that life in this town is built on mutual respect. Asterisk beyond governance, community life thrives in many forms. Festivals and seasonal celebrations mark the passing of time. During harvest season, the town gathers in the central square to share food, music, and laughter. Children dance in circles, their feet moving to the soft rhythm of fiddles and flutes. Elders tell stories of past seasons, of storms weathered, bountiful harvests, and lessons learned. These events are not only joyous, but also educational, passing wisdom from one generation to the next in a way that feels natural and alive. Asterisk. Religious and spiritual gatherings also play a vital role. Small chapels and meeting houses open their doors to townsfolk, offering space for reflection, prayer, and communal support. Sermons and teachings are often gentle and practical, reminding people of their responsibilities to one another, to the land, and to their families. The sound of soft singing, the gentle murmur of voices, and the calm rhythm of rituals provide a comforting backdrop to daily life, reinforcing the sense of belonging and harmony. Asterisk, throughout the town, daily routines continue alongside these communal structures. Farmers tend their fields, artisans shape their crafts, and merchants prepare their goods for trade. Yet, the sense of community is never absent. Neighbors assist one another with heavy loads, offer advice on repairs, or share meals during moments of hardship. Even small acts, like lending a tool or watching a child, strengthen the bonds that hold the town together. Asterisk education is woven into everyday life. Children learn not only from formal teaching but also by observing adults. They watch the town leaders mediate disputes, learn trade skills from artisans, and understand the rhythms of nature alongside farmers. Storytelling is a key part of this education. Tales of courage, kindness, perseverance, and cleverness are shared during meals, while walking along paths, or during quiet evenings by the fire. Through stories, Children absorb lessons that prepare them for both work and citizenship. Asterisk, the town's rulers and elders are not distant figures. They walk among the people, offering guidance, sharing news, and participating in labor when needed. Their authority is grounded in service rather than fear. They listen, observe, and act with consideration, ensuring that every member of the town feels seen and valued. This balance of leadership and collaboration fosters a sense of trust that extends across families, neighborhoods, and generations. Asterisk, markets, festivals, and communal events are spaces of connection. Merchants from nearby villages arrive with goods, creating a lively mix of sights, sounds, and smells. Children chase one another through the stalls, laughing freely, while adults engage in quiet negotiations or exchange news. Music and dancing, often spontaneous, ripple through the square, filling the air with energy and joy. Even the simplest acts, sharing a loaf of bread, helping to set up a stall, or offering directions, reinforce the idea that every person contributes to the community's well-being. Asterisk, during times of challenge, illness, or scarcity, the town comes together with remarkable solidarity. Neighbors help repair damaged roofs, share food, and provide comfort. Leaders coordinate efforts calmly, delegating tasks and ensuring that resources are used wisely. The collective spirit strengthens the town, teaching that resilience, empathy, and cooperation are as vital as work and trade. Asterisk, as the sun begins to lower, casting golden light across the fields and streets, the town gradually quiets. Children return home, tired from play and exploration. Farmers bring in their animals, artisans secure their tools, and merchants close their stalls. Families gather around tables, sharing meals that celebrate both nourishment and connection. Stories continue to flow, gentle laughter filling the rooms, while the soft crackle of fires warms the air. Asterisk, evening rituals are a cherished part of life. Families light candles or lanterns, sharing reflections on the day and plans for tomorrow. Some visit neighbors for brief conversations or offer assistance where needed. Music drifts softly from home's, a lullaby, a hymn, or a simple tune played on a flute or violin. The natural world participates as well. Crickets chirp in the fields, owls hoot in the trees, and the river murmurs quietly nearby. Together, these sounds create a serene, comforting atmosphere that guides the town into night. Asterisk, nightfall brings reflection and peace. Leaders retire to their homes, mindful of tomorrow's responsibilities, while families settle into their beds. Children close their eyes, imagining the day's adventures, lessons learned, and the stories told by elders. The town itself seems to exhale, wrapped in moonlight and starlight. A world both vibrant and calm, full of order, cooperation, and quiet beauty. Asterisk, life in early America, as seen through governance and community, is a testament to harmony, shared responsibility, and the gentle power of human connection. Every action, whether a leader's decision, a neighbor's help, or a child's curiosity, contributes to a larger story of trust, respect, and togetherness. And as you imagine this town, its people, and its rhythms, feel the calm flow through your own breath, letting sleep arrive gently, carrying you into dreams of festivals, markets, and the enduring warmth of community. Sleep Story, Part 5. Evening and Reflection **. The sun dips slowly toward the horizon, painting the sky in soft hues of pink, gold, and lavender. The town, having moved through its day of work, travel, and community, begins to settle into a gentle rhythm of evening. Shadows stretch long across streets and fields, and the air cools, carrying the delicate scents of evening flowers, wood smoke, and fresh bread cooling on windowsills. Families begin their evening routines with calm deliberation. Mothers tend to the kitchen fires, stirring stews and soups, while fathers finish the last of their outdoor chores, checking animals, stacking firewood, and securing tools. Children, their cheeks flushed from play and chores, return home with baskets of herbs, eggs, or flowers. The sound of their laughter mingles softly with the murmuring of the river nearby, creating a soothing soundtrack for the close of the day. In the homes, lanterns and candles flicker to life, casting a warm, golden glow over wooden tables and earthen floors. The family gathers for supper, a meal prepared from the day's harvest and carefully preserved goods. Conversations are quiet, reflective, and full of gratitude, thanks for the work accomplished, the community around them, and the beauty of the world unfolding outside their doors. Stories of the day's adventures and lessons are shared, laughter mixing gently with the clinking of plates and spoons. The streets, once alive with the clatter of carts, hammering, and chatter, gradually soften into quiet. A blacksmith secures the workshop, the last sparks of his fire fading into the evening. Carpenters put away their tools, and merchants finish closing stalls in the market square. Even the river, a constant companion throughout the day, seems to slow its pace, reflecting the deepening colors of the sunset and the faint glimmer of stars above. Evening is a time for reflection and connection. Neighbors visit briefly, sharing news, lending assistance, or offering a cup of warm tea. Children sit close to elders, listening to gentle tales of courage, cleverness, and kindness. These stories are passed down from generation to generation, blending practical lessons with imaginative adventures. Every word spoken reinforces values of empathy, patience, and respect, shaping young hearts as surely as the daily rhythm shapes the town itself. Music often accompanies the quiet of evening. A soft tune from a fiddle drifts across the town square, while the gentle strum of a lute or a soft flute echoes from a nearby home. Families hum or sing together, filling their spaces with a comforting harmony. Even the natural sounds contribute. Crickets chirp in the fields. Owls call softly from the treetops, and the river murmurs gently, weaving a lullaby that accompanies the final moments of wakefulness. Outside, the sky deepens into twilight. Stars begin to appear, scattered like tiny lanterns across the heavens. The moon rises, bathing the town in silver light, casting gentle shadows that dance across rooftops, fences, and cobblestone paths. Travelers returning from distant villages navigate the roads carefully, guided by the faint glow of lanterns or the soft silver sheen of moonlight. The town feels both alive and still, a perfect balance of calm activity and restful anticipation. Families take time to care for one another before sleep. Children are bathed or washed, Small fires are tended to keep the rooms warm, and pets are settled comfortably. Parents offer quiet words of reassurance, reminding children of their lessons, the wonders of the day, and the beauty of tomorrow. Even the hum of a mother's lullaby carries the gentle magic of reassurance, grounding the young ones in safety and love. Nightfall is also a moment to reflect. Elders pause to consider the day's achievements, the challenges overcome, and the lessons learned. Farmers rest near the warmth of a fire after a day tending fields. Artisans clean and store tools, taking satisfaction in the work shaped by their hands. Merchants tally their exchanges, feeling a quiet pride in the rhythm of trade that sustains the town. Every individual, in their own way, participates in the shared story of the community, each action rippling gently through the lives of others. The river becomes a mirror for the night sky, reflecting moonlight and stars. Its gentle flow is accompanied by the soft whisper of wind through the trees, a lullaby of nature that invites contemplation and rest. From the riverbank, one can hear the distant calls of night birds and the rustle of small animals in the underbrush. These subtle sounds, unnoticed in the day, create a soothing harmony for those preparing to sleep, emphasizing the quiet beauty of life in tune with nature. As the evening deepens, quiet walks through the town's paths bring reflection and peace. One might pass the empty market square, smell the lingering aroma of bread and herbs, or feel the cool breeze across the fields. Every step is slow, mindful, and filled with an appreciation for the day's simple joys, the laughter of children, the kindness of neighbors, the satisfaction of honest work. The town seems to breathe gently with the people, a living entity of calm, cooperation, and continuity. Finally, the hour of rest arrives. Children tuck themselves into beds made from straw, blankets, or quilts, feeling the warmth and security of family. Parents settle in beside them or retire to their own quarters, carrying a sense of completion, gratitude, and hope. Windows are closed against the night chill, but the soft glow of lanterns remains, casting gentle light across wooden floors and walls. Outside, the town is quiet, serene, and ready for sleep. In these final moments before slumber, the town holds a gentle magic. Every sound, the rustle of leaves, the distant flow of the river, the soft breathing of a sleeping child blends into a lullaby. The rhythm of the day, work, travel, trade, governance, community, and reflection now slows, offering a perfect cadence for rest. Mind and body relax, carried on the gentle currents of life in early America, into dreams filled with adventure, warmth, and belonging. And as you imagine yourself walking through this peaceful town, feel the calm of evening settling around you. Hear the soft melodies of music and nature. See the silver glow of the moon reflecting on rooftops and fields, and sense the comfort of a community bound by care, respect, and harmony. Let the steady rhythm of life guide your breath, slow your heart, and invite sleep, carrying you gently into dreams of calm streets, laughing children, flowing rivers, and the quiet, enduring beauty of early America.